So I just got done watching the Supergirl Flash crossover, and if you have not seen the episode, get the fuck out of here. You know I don't do spoiler-free reviews for these shows. So come on, go watch the episode, get caught up. Now, yeah, I loved this episode. As I was watching it, I kept pinching myself, literally, like, this is really happening. And as the episode went on, it kept hitting me like, wow, this is legit. This ain't no pipe dream. Oh man. I kept thinking to myself, I want this crossover to happen, but it's probably not going to. But when that Arrow and Constantine crossover happened, that showed me that anything is possible, and this crossover was a reminder of that possibility. Um, and this is and I was much more excited for this crossover than I was for Arrow and Constantine, and I was really, 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 really stoked for that. And I loved how Supergirl and Flash meet, where Kara was confronted Silver Banshee, or Silver Banshee confronted Kara and tried to kill her, pushed her out the window with her scream, her sound wave, her scream like ah, and then Flash comes along and saves her, and then he runs her out of the city, and she turns into, I guess, from her being so lightheaded from the blast, I guess she forgot. She forgot not to turn into Supergirl in front of somebody. Like seriously, like she literally just turned into Supergirl right in front of him, and just her clothes just dropped into his arms, and was like what? I thought that was the impossible. And they talk to each other, and then they're like, "Oh, I'm Supergirl. Like, who are you? What now?" And then he tells her that he's the Flash, and she's like, "Oh, what? You're what now? Don't you know me? No, I'm not supposed to." The Green Arrow, Black Canary, Firestorm, Zoom. Nope. And I love their chemistry, by the way. I see the potential of them being the couple, honestly. I mean, the way they act around each other, it's almost like how me and my girlfriend Lindsay act around each other, where we're basically, act like two happy kids in the sandbox, and we just don't want to be apart. I mean, that's how it seems to me. Like, that's how they're acting towards each other. That's how Supergirl is really acting towards the Flash. She really loves the dude. I mean, like, even if it isn't like in a really really best friend kind of way, like, oh man, yeah, I met someone else like me. Yeah, I got a superhero friend. and this is all new for Barry too. She's an alien, and he's like vibing off of that too. Like, what? You're an alien? And he sees her spaceship, and he's like, wow, this is your spaceship? Like, I gotta take a selfie with it. And Jimmy is intimidated by this chemistry, and it's funny every time they're together. I almost feel bad for the dude. like when Kara comes in and says, I need your help, and Jimmy's like, yeah, sure, what do you need? It's like, I was talking to Barry. Like, ooh, stung, hard stung. And Lucy sees that too for a moment, and you see that bothers her, his jealousy towards another man, like over another woman. And when they in the first fight, when Flash and Supergirl were going up against Silver Banshee and the Livewire, when the Flash goes in his attempt to attack Livewire and he's spinning around her, I'm like, oh no, is he doing what I think he's doing? And then he uses his my favorite attack, the Thunderbolt move. I'm like, she feeds off of that shit. Don't do it. And then it charged her up. I get it. That's what he's used to. I mean, like, that's one of his attacks, But to be fair, he is much more experienced than he ever was in the last season of his show, of season 1. And speaking of that, he gives Supergirl advice on how, on the trials that she's going through right now. He's saying, he gives her advice on how to handle it, and especially with her, with the city still being very fearful towards her after her, her exposure to red kryptonite, and she, she's expressing how that's making her feel, and how being a hero makes her happy, and she feels lost, but when the city fears her and resents her, and he says, don't worry about it, just keep doing you, just keep being Supergirl, and they will, you will earn their trust back, and that's what happens at the end of this episode, to the point where she risked her life to save them, save a helicopter when Livewire was about to blast it, and she jumped in front of the blast, and the people see that, and then they immediately, she immediately has their trust back, and to the point where they are standing in front of her like, you got to get through us, and also the fire department they hose her down with the fire hose, and I thought for a second I thought the Flash did that. I thought maybe he for a moment you see him with the fire hose and he's like, thank you. But I thought that was cool, like how that really symbolizes how much they really trust Supergirl again, and how much she's earned their love back, and I really enjoy that, and it's funny how Wynn is really fanboying over Barry. Like, I mean, seriously, it would become, there would be a bromance between those two. And I also like how Kat said, when she meets Barry and then she sees them standing together, she's saying the four of you standing together, really quiet. It's almost like a CW show. Like the way they were posing, I guess. I lost it when she said that. And it's also funny when she put two and two together that the Flash and Barry are the same person. Like, they showed up at the same time. This almost reminds me of, makes me think back to Superman Returns when Clark and Superman appeared on the same day, and no one put those two together. No one oh, they're the same person. So, yeah, this episode gets 5 chair spins out of 5. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, baby. Oh man. I hope to see more of this crossover soon. So I found out recently that the CBS they recently said that they renewed a lot of shows, and Supergirl was on that list. What the fuck? I mean, it was like maybe weeks ago or sometime ago. There's articles everywhere, and like it's all over social media that Supergirl's been renewed for another season, and then CBS is like, oh no, we haven't renewed that show yet. That would be pretty stupid to throw this show under the bus. I mean, let's face it, CBS is not a great network for TV shows. I mean, there's not a whole lot of good ones on that network. So, they would be stupid. I mean, like I said, it'll be stupid to pull the plug on this show, because it's been over 20 years, in my opinion, because I'm very biased, that they didn't have a show that great. And in over 20 years, in my opinion, I mean, which is The Flash, from the 90s. Not saying there's no good shows on CBS outside of Supergirl, but it's very limited. So, I mean, if that were to happen, then I would say let's start a petition for the CW to pick up the show. I mean, hell, she can, Supergirl can appear on Legends of Tomorrow at some point. I mean, they can pull that off with the whole time traveling and alternate universes thing. So that would be pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to seeing Supergirl and Flash, together again. Maybe there'll be a moment where they explore the possibility of them becoming a couple. I mean, Jimmy saw it there. And yeah, then think that's it. I think I think I may go watch it again after I get done with this review. So, leave your comments down. Leave your thoughts down below. Post your comments. Let me know what you thought of this episode. If you enjoyed my review, thumb up this video. Make sure you click subscribe if you're new to the channel. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, y'all.